Welcome back to the bookshelf of literary classics from Bookish Notes, a channel that shares small reflections from great books. Today's video is a sharing inspired by the classic novel The Alchemist, titled The True Origin of Every Dream. Let's listen together. In our 20s, an age when many of us ask, what is my dream? What do I truly want to do? Then by 25, we begin to wonder, have I really put in the effort to achieve my dream? Is this truly the path my heart desires? And at 30, once again, we lower our heads and ask, if I still haven't realized my long-held dream, is now the time to finally begin? If you're still drifting through life with an unsettled heart, then in just about 2 hours of reading The Alchemist, a 225-page book, you may find the answer for yourself. The Alchemist has been published for over 30 years, translated into 81 languages, and sold in more than 170 countries. In Brazil, its popularity is said to rival that of God and soccer. What gives this book such a profound impact is that when we read it, we often see parts of ourselves in the story. The Alchemist tells the story of a young shepherd named Santiago. To pursue his dream, he didn't hesitate to sell his entire flock, his entire fortune, and set out across the desert in search of treasure. It's a parable told in the simplest of ways, yet it has transformed the hearts of hundreds of millions of readers, and it also reflects the spiritual journey of the author. At 17, Paulo Coelho was rebellious and was committed to a mental hospital by his parents. As he grew older, he was imprisoned for opposing a dictatorship. By the age of 38, he still seemed to have achieved nothing. Then, alone, he set out on a pilgrimage, walking nearly 600 kilometers to Santiago in Spain. The journey took more than 3 months and gradually calmed his fiery heart. Later, he poured the insights and reflections from that very journey into the story of Santiago's quest for treasure. After The Alchemist was published, it lit up the hearts of countless people who were confused and lost in life. Paulo Coelho went on to become the only Latin American writer comparable to Gabriel Garcia Marquez, the author of the immortal novel 100 Years of Solitude. The Alchemist tells us that a life without purpose is merely a chaotic maze, and anyone who steps into it will spend their whole life simply trying to find a way out. If you're too concerned about gains and losses, you'll always miss out on your dreams. The character Santiago was born into a very ordinary family in Spain. His parents made a humble living from a few plots of farmland. From the moment he was born, they placed all their hopes in him. They sent him to a seminary with the wish that he would one day become a priest and be the pride of the family. Being a priest meant a stable life, but that wasn't Santiago's dream. One day, he gathered all his courage and told his father that he didn't want to become a priest. His dream was to travel, to explore the world out there. Though his father strongly opposed the idea, in the end, he couldn't change the mind of someone who had truly made up his mind. He reluctantly agreed and gave Santiago 3 gold coins, saying, "Buy some sheep and live the life you want." Those 3 gold coins were not only a compromise from his father, but also a symbol of his deep admiration and support from the bottom of his heart, because he too, in his youth, had once dreamed of traveling the world. In this book, every character has their own dream. Santiago's father wanted to travel the world. The popcorn vendor by the roadside dreamed of going to Africa. The owner of the coffee shop always longed to visit Mecca. Even the thieves near the pyramids had dreams of finding treasure, just like Santiago. But for many reasons, under the pressure of reality, they eventually gave up their dreams and were left with nothing but regret over time. Whatever the reason may be, it always comes down to the weighing of gains and losses. This constant calculation dims the original intention, the pure desire in your heart. If we don't have enough courage, if we're not truly committed to what we long for, we will never escape the comfort zone in front of us. Santiago broke free from that safe reality. He left his hometown alone, became a shepherd, and chose to live the life he wanted. In 2 years, he learned many skills of a shepherd. He saw breathtaking landscapes and met many people. It seemed that his life would stay peaceful like that. But once again, as if a sign from the universe, a dream came to him 2 nights in a row. In the dream, a young boy took him to Egypt and told him that near the pyramids, a treasure was hidden. But what could this dream possibly mean? Santiago then met an old man known as the King of Salem. The old man told him that this dream was his destiny, and that the treasure was indeed something truly worth pursuing. But real life felt more practical. Santiago hesitated. If he chose to pursue the treasure, he would have to give up everything he already had. Like many others, he nearly lost himself. When you're too concerned with gains and losses, you may end up losing what truly defines your destiny. As the King of Salem told the shepherd boy, "Your destiny is what you have always wanted to accomplish." That statement instantly reignited Santiago's passion. Wasn't his lifelong dream to see the vast world out there? Santiago followed the voice deep within his heart. Once again, he chose to set off and pursue his own dream. You should know that the most dangerous compromise in life is when you surrender to reality and say, "Well, it's too late. This is my fate. I have to accept it." But that's not true. Destiny isn't something that should leave you full of regret. Destiny should be what you truly desire to do. People often wonder, do we regret more the things we didn't do or the things we did? According to research, most of the things we did, even if they ended in failure, only bring short-term regret. We usually just wish we had done them better. Over time, we tend to rationalize those choices and move on without lasting remorse. But the things we deeply wanted yet never tried, we dwell on those every day, regret them for a lifetime, and they are hard to forget. Because we can never fully justify them or convince ourselves it was okay to give up. A writer once said, "Because we refuse to take the first step, dreams remain forever distant." Dreams can't endure waiting. They are fragile and afraid of discouragement. Like steel glowing red in fire, they must be forged at the right moment, at high heat, to take shape. Once cooled, they become harder to mold. So when your long-buried dream begins to stir, act immediately. Take the first step toward pursuing your dream while your passion still burns. Even may never fully reach it, in striving every day, we'll always become a better version of ourselves. What knocks you down will make you more determined on the path to pursuing your dreams. Not everything in life goes smoothly. In the early days in Africa, Santiago experienced this firsthand. He faced two major setbacks in a row. First, he struggled with a language barrier. Second, he met someone who spoke Spanish, someone he thought could be a true friend. But in the end, that person tricked him and stole all his money. Just the day before, Santiago's future looked bright and full of hope. But now he didn't have a single coin to his name. He nearly collapsed. He remembered that not long ago, he had 60 sheep, but now he had nothing. Alone and lost in a foreign land, he recalled the words of the King of Salem, "When you want something, all the universe conspires in helping you to achieve it." Those words gave him incredible courage and confidence. The next day, Santiago packed up his things and began wandering the streets, looking for a chance. Life may knock you down, but it also offers hope. If you have sharp eyes to spot the problems that need solving, and a heart willing to help others. Santiago found a crystal shop that wasn't doing well. Observing the situation, he suggested to the owner that clean crystals attract more customers, and offered to polish all the crystals in exchange for a meal. Before the shopkeeper could even agree, Santiago had already begun cleaning. Surprisingly, 2 customers came in to buy. And so he was hired. But reaching Egypt required crossing thousands of kilometers of desert. A few days of work wouldn't be enough to earn that much. Sometimes the hardest moment in pursuing a dream is when you've worked extremely hard for a long time, only to feel the dream is still so far away. Santiago felt deeply discouraged, but he stayed at the shop, set aside his dream for a while, and focused on making money. Along the way, he came up with brilliant ideas that helped improve the store's business. After a year, Santiago had earned twice the amount he originally had. Not only that, he had learned how to run a business and speak Arabic. For someone who has seen the light of what they truly want to do, challenges no longer feel like injustice or suffering. Instead, they are viewed as tests that help shape and prepare us, and as stepping stones to maturity. Only by letting go can we reach the shore of our dreams. At this point, Santiago faced a choice: live a wealthy life as a merchant or continue pursuing his dream? The crystal merchant tried to persuade him to stay, but Santiago kept hearing the voice of the king of Salem. Never forget what you truly want. And so he gave up his comfortable life to continue chasing his dream. He never forgot that his journey's purpose was to reach Egypt and find the treasure. So he continued his path, crossing the vast desert. Eventually, he reached a small oasis and met a beautiful girl named Fatima. The moment he looked into her eyes, Santiago's heart filled with the ripples of love at first sight. After so long, he had fallen deeply in love and even considered giving up his dream to stay with her forever. But the dreams of the alchemist awakened him. The young man in love, on the verge of losing himself, came to his senses. Abandoning his dream would lead to a lifetime of regret, and the one he loved would have to carry the weight of that choice with him. After seeing into his own heart, Santiago firmly chose to pursue his dream and continued his journey to Egypt. The writer Jia Pingwa once said that those who truly live are the ones who know how to let go. Only by being willing to let go can we truly gain. Without letting go, we can achieve nothing. Those who accomplish great things all know how to act wisely, and such wisdom always stems from the inner fire of the heart. The character Santiago was the same. He endured countless moments of giving up comfort and instant gratification to pursue his true dream. One of his greatest challenges came when he set out to find the treasure in Egypt. While crossing the desert, Santiago was captured by soldiers from a military camp, and all of his money was taken. He was put in a situation where he had to turn himself into the wind within 3 days or be killed. Despite facing an impossible challenge, Santiago remained determined. He poured all the love in his heart into communicating with the sun and wind, feeling the soul of the world, connecting with all things, and striving to understand the language of the universe. With the encouragement and inspiration of the alchemist, he challenged the impossible, and in the end, he truly became the wind. But when Santiago finally reached the pyramids, he didn't find the treasure. Instead, he was beaten and robbed of the last of his gold. However, from the words of one of the thieves, Santiago discovered the true location of the treasure. It was actually back in his homeland. When you have a dream that lives in your heart, no matter how difficult or exhausting life becomes, it will never be enough to stop you. As Nietzsche once said, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." The author also revealed that being able to realize a dream is what makes life truly exciting. Each of us has infinite potential, and the journey toward our dreams is filled with countless moments of joy. Even if our dreams don't come true, in the pursuit of them, we will find happiness, true joy, and we will surely become better versions of ourselves. Just like Santiago in the book, he crossed oceans and deserts, traveled far and wide, made a full circle only to return to where he started and find the treasure there. It might seem like a waste of time, but in reality, everything he saw, heard, the people he met, and the experiences he had along the way gave profound meaning to his life. Even if he had never found the treasure, the life he lived would still have been immensely rich and meaningful. All the ups and downs were experiences that helped him grow. Life is not about the number of days we live, but the days we truly remember. Dear friends, please remember, if you have a dream, you must pursue it. Never give up the dream in your heart. No matter how harsh reality becomes, always keep your dream in the warmest corner of your soul. No one can stop you from living the life you want except you. You must believe that all motivation comes from the fire within. Believe that there is no tomorrow you can't reach. For the rest of our lives, may we all face the true desires of our hearts, courageously chase our dreams, take full responsibility for our lives, and make them shine. Thank you for listening to Bookish Notes, a channel that shares small thoughts from great books. If you found today's video helpful, please share it with those who might need it. Support me by hitting the like button, subscribing, and turning on the notification bell to catch my latest weekly videos. If you have any thoughts or feelings, feel free to share them in the comments below. Thank you. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.